The Great Filter, an audio short story by Nick Despopoulos. I've always been fascinated with space, but two shuttle disasters turned me off to chasing my childhood dream of becoming an astronaut. In truth, I'm a nervous flyer, so the idea of riding a giant explosive tower into orbit is absolutely terrifying. Rationally, I know that flying is the safest way to travel, and I fully understand the physics of how lift and thrust work to keep a plane in the air, but I'm always troubled by the opportunity for human error. And I do not like the idea of spending the last 6 minutes of my life screaming my head off as I plummet to my doom. In some respects, the instantaneous oblivion offered by exploding in a rocket seemed preferable. Outside of aircraft, I am an optimist. My fascination with space and my aversion to flight combine to lead me to an exciting career in planet-based observation. I work for a startup that is currently cataloging and surveying near-Earth objects, with the future intent of sending robots to them for mineral extraction. The average asteroid contains more mineral wealth than we extract from Earth in a year. Getting to these space rocks is only an engineering problem, and that will be overcome easily within a decade. In the meantime, I get paid to find all the rocks traveling close to Earth and place them into three major categories: C group, S group, and X group. I will not bore you with too much detail, but C group asteroids are mostly made of carbon. S-type are mostly stony, and the X group rocks are metallic. The X group is where the real money is. Basically, my team shoots a laser at a space rock, and we record the spectrum of the reflected light to determine what kind of rock we are dealing with. It is fascinating to think that for the first time in human history, we're on the verge of sourcing material from astrological objects other than our own home planet. As I said, it is mostly an engineering problem. SpaceX has made incredible advances in rocket technology, making spaceflight less expensive than it has ever been. It is an exciting time to be alive. My job, on the other hand, is kind of boring. Don't get me wrong, I find my work extremely rewarding, and I feel that I'm doing something important for the human species, but most of the time, I'm reading data on computer screens. So, one day, I came into the office a little late, and the first thing I had to deal with was the intern telling me that he had found a previously unnoticed object and that his initial readings were inconclusive. One reading indicated the new object was an S-type, while the other indicated C-type objects. This I-type object is not unheard of, but they are reasonably uncommon. It is more likely to die in a plane crash than to get an inconclusive reading with modern equipment. Naturally, I told him to take another reading. Let me tell you a little about Simon. He is a competent intern, eager to learn and always willing to help. Simon has become an important part of the team. His inexperience, however, causes him to be an object of my continuous attention. He takes his work seriously and always arrives 10 minutes early. As far as I know, his only vices are his obsession with manga and a mild addiction to video games. Like me, he was a member of a championship high school robotics team, but he was a software guy where I was a hardware man. The first thing he asked me was, "Can I name it?" "Follow the standard naming procedure, please," I told him. He pressed, "How about a nickname?" We name objects based on their type, followed by the date they were observed. So this one should have been I 2025 613. Some distinctive objects receive a nickname based on some peculiar feature like the banana, fun guy, and Big Johnson. You can probably imagine what these three are shaped like. This one is pretty plain looking, I told him. Yeah, but I is not really a type, and we should give it a nickname until we know exactly what it is. Okay, that is a fair point. What do you want to name it? Yuki. Why? I was sure he was naming it after some girl, and I prepared to add lame romanticism to Simon's list of vices. Yuki is the name of a girl I knew in high school. She was kind of my girlfriend, and she was an exchange student from Japan. I still keep in contact with her, and I think she would like it. Kind of your girlfriend? We went to the prom together, and we liked each other. Did you kiss her? No. I've never actually kissed a girl. Why would you tell me that? Followed by an awkward silence. I told him, call it whatever you want for now. Take another reading and then follow the standard procedure. By the way, I don't think naming dead space rocks after your high school crush is going to get you anywhere. Okay, followed by more awkward silence. In the meantime, I sat down at my console to review the checklist for the day and prepare for the Zoom meeting with my company stakeholders later in the afternoon.